Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. I had to stop there and think for a minute, couldn't remember what the title of the game was. I'm losing it. Right, anyway, so yeah, we're basically carrying on from where we left off in the last video. 1/3 of the way and half an hour through an extremely difficult mission to destroy 3 Bloomspawns without using grenades, in order to get the glorious deed done and get some bonus requisition points. So let's just carry on from where we left off. I do have to say, you definitely get your money's worth out of this game. I mean, the other game that I've been playing recently, Stray, I love that game. But 6 to 8 hours and you're done.
Your command.
Not so with Chaos Gate.
Your command.
You'll get even if you absolutely cane this game, if you put in 5 or 6 hours a day every day, it will take you weeks, if not months, to finish this.
I'm here to serve.
And even if you finish it, if you're anything like me, you're going to want to try another playthrough just to experiment with different tactics and see how you could have done things different. And even this one mission, I mean, there's nothing especially unusual about this mission. It's not one of those Noctilus Crown missions, it's not the Eldar Craftworld mission, it's not a Demon Prince mission, it's just one of the regular missions that can pop up when you get the Bloomspawn outbreaks every couple of weeks in game time. And this one mission has taken me half an hour to get this far, and I'm only 1/3 of the way through. I mean, you definitely get your money's worth out of Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, and I do believe it is money well spent.
Comms off.
Here we go. A patrol. Oh, wait. Well, technically, yes, it is a patrol, but it's one of the patrols that's tied to one of the Bloomspawns, because it's right next to the Bloomspawn, in the same way that the first Bloomspawn that I eliminated was guarded by a whole bunch of Plague Marines and Plague Bearers. So, yeah, I haven't seen any actual wandering patrols so far in this mission. Oh wait, no I have. I pulled one in the last, yeah. That's right. Oops. Yeah, I ran somebody over to deal with a bunch of reinforcements coming through a warp rift and accidentally pulled a patrol. Oh, hello. Bonus willpower over here. We'll extract that seed. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I am very, very low on willpower. On most of my boys, I basically spent way too much dealing with the first Bloomspawn. So, it's going to make things interesting. Although I do get 1 willpower back for everybody every time there's a warp surge. And there's going to be a warp surge very, very soon.
Yes, Commander.
The warp meter is only going up by 5% per turn. And that's thanks to the prognosticar coverage on this planet. So I get all kinds of bonuses when I'm doing a mission on a planet that's under the influence of my prognosticars. The warp meter rises much, much slower. This should be going up 20% every turn, but it's only going up 5%. Unless, you know, I use psychic abilities. Oh, there they are. Right. That is less than optimal. I mean, it's not that bad. There's only 2 enemies, but of course we keep getting reinforcements. The good news is they have no reinforcements left, so I shouldn't get an additional warp rift with bad guys flooding out of it on the 3rd and final Bloomspawn. I still have to deal with this one though. So here's the reason I moved Librarian Foros up, because I wanted to get him within teleport range. Because I made sure he at least had 5 willpower, so he can do Gate of Infinity.
We travel unseen paths.
Right then, let us get amongst them. Vortex of Doom, I think. Actually, wait, we'll come back to that. We'll see what's left and what needs cleaning up with Vortex of Doom. For now, let's extract the seed.
I'll build a seat for
And right, who's first? Let's see. Iolanthus. Let's start cleaning these things up. Oh, wait, he has to go the long way around. That's not really the most efficient use of his action points. For us, I think we will do Vortex of Doom, because you can get it to hit almost all of them. Yeah, that's good. And it does a huge amount of damage. And oh yeah, Smite doesn't actually cost willpower. It's just an action point. Presumably, unless I warp charge it. Alright, fine. Yes, we will definitely kill one of these things. Because basically everybody's within shooting range of all of these. Now, back to Iolanthus. He still has 3 action points. I think we're going to take the Bloomspawn out because it does an area of effect attack. And Iolanthus does a shit ton of damage with this Force Halberd. I mean, he's doing 5 damage per hit. So that thing's now down to 7 health. So, Apothecary Harm, finish off one of the pods. I think they're called Bloomspawn branches. Oh, gets a crit for bonus damage. 2 hit points left. This is going to be the second Bloomspawn done already. We still have to clean up all of the, you know, extras, of course. So, intercept the storm. Now, you don't actually get any willpower back for a kill on the Bloomspawn branches, which is a bit disappointing because they're pretty dangerous. But he's definitely going to get willpower back for a kill on this guy. It's going to leave him standing right next to the Plague Terminator.
Justice.
1 action point left. Pull back and let somebody else take the hits? Yes, I think so. Somebody with Terminator on can take the hits from this. He's going for the Apothecary, but that's fine, he's got plenty of armour. That's what Marines and Terminator armour are for. Now we get the reinforcements through the Warp Rift. Fine, nobody with guns. Gives me time to clean up the Terminator before these guys get in range. Oh, shit. Bloomspawn Eruption, probably the worst possible warp surge I could have gotten. Fresh enemies everywhere. Right, okay, Apothecary Harm.
Is your will?
I'm going to have to kill this Terminator first. Armor break? No, I'm planning on killing him in 1 turn, so armor break isn't going to be important. Yeah, let's stack the stun. Because if I can actually... I mean, this guy, you've got to hit him a lot to stun him. But if I can inflict a stun before he runs out of health, I'll be able to get the execute and some bonus action points back for everybody. And surrounded by this lot, we are going to need all of the action points that we can muster. Another +2 stun. And fantastic. Right, so who's going to get the kill? May as well be Apothecary Harm, I suppose. There's the execute. I mean, I'd rather it have been somebody other than Apothecary Harm because he doesn't really need the willpower, but I don't want to expend action points moving somebody over to the Terminator in order to get the kill. The action points are far better spent cleaning up all of these bastards. Okay, he can get to another one, although these ones are armoured. And he's going to get 1 more. Right. Oh, actually, no, 2 more. Good. Not quite enough to kill it. It might be worth just shooting that thing rather than walking somebody over there. Or I could just do the Vortex of Doom, which will kill that one. And almost kill the one. So now it might be worth just shooting the one next to it. Yeah, that's more like it. It's real unfortunate you don't get willpower back for killing these things, because they are pretty dangerous. Now, if you have the option, and it's not going to cost you too many action points to get over there and do it, it's almost always better to melee attack something, because you can get, well, things like that. Melee crits tend to have much, much better options than ranged crits, which just do more damage. And, well, we're not done, but we've dealt with the Bloomspawn outbreak, and that just leaves the reinforcements, the Plague Ridden, who does actually have a ranged attack, that Stream of Corruption, but the Plague Bearer with him does not. So, alright then. come on then, what are you waiting for? The thing is, the Chaos Rift dropped them all the way up there on that elevated platform, and they don't seem to be able to figure out a way of getting to me. So, alright, fine. We'll come to you. Not exactly sure how, though. How do I get up there? It turns out there is a way up over here, but they don't start moving until I actually get closer. Unfortunately, the Plague Bearer up there is still just inside the range of the Plague Ridden's Cloud of Flies, so I'm only doing 2 damage per hit here with just to caught Iolanthus' Stormbolt up. But if I was to spend the action points to get close enough to hit it, he would probably only get to hit it once, and it would probably just parry his melee attack. So 6 damage from range is better than no damage close up, waiting to get hit by something that is now going to start doing willpower drains with its melee attacks. Another Vortex of Doom from Librarian Forest. The Plague Bearer should now be low enough health that I'm able to kill him with a single Stormbolter attack. But can you see how I've screwed up? I've blocked the bridge with Iolanthus and Foros. Although it's not that much of a problem because the other 2 members of the squad are too far away to actually be able to get to within shooting range and still have an action point left to shoot. So, no idea what the Plague Ridden's doing. He's making no effort to get down here. Hopefully, yep, the Plague Bearer cannot get close enough. So, who are we going to kill it with? Who needs the willpower? I think it's going to be Interceptor Storm. Unfortunately, he can't actually... He's going to have to shoot it. Still, a kill's a kill. It gives him some willpower back.
You have been judged.
Now, this is going to be a problem, taking out that Plague Ridden. Because he does have a ranged attack, that Stream of Corruption. And he doesn't seem to be interested in getting any closer. So I'm going to have to go to him. And that probably means he's going to get a Stream of Corruption attack off. I'll move Iolanthus up and set up Overwatch in an attempt, at least, to tease him down to within shooting range. Do the same with the rest of the squad. And this probably won't kill him, because, you know, Cloud of Flies -2 range damage. But it'll definitely hurt him. Of course, if I had a grenade, I could just blow him off the edge, but... Oh, come on. Right. Yeah, if I had a grenade, I could just drop a grenade behind him and blow him off the edge and kill him in one shot, but I'm doing this mission without grenades for the glorious deed. So... Right. Fantastic. I'm just going to have to run up there and hit him. And that's going to cost action points. Now, I could just teleport up there with Interceptor Storm, but I'm trying to build up willpower points and Interceptor Storm, not run them down. Apothecary Harn, on the other hand, has plenty of willpower points. And that Stream of Corruption just plagued Librarian Foros, so we're going to need to do something about that. Targeting him with Apothecary Harn's Endurance Biomancy. That purifies the plague. I mean, Apothecary Harn has a ton of willpower. He basically... I think he's only used 1 heal so far to actually spend willpower, so I'm not so worried about spending his willpower, but I am worried about spending everybody else's willpower. And Harn doesn't have enough action points left to get up there and hit him, but... Okay, the Cloud of Flies is reducing range damage by 2, but Harn is still doing 4 damage, and then of course Intercept the Storm gets a reaction shot off as well. May as well use Harn's last action point to reduce this thing to low health. And... I think I can probably kill it just by shooting at it now. Which is nice, because Intercept the Storm has been hobbled. And even if I gave him the Warp Speed Biomancy, he probably wouldn't have enough movement points to get up there and kill it. But either way, it's dead. That is the second of the 3 Bloomspawns, and the final Bloomspawn is just over there. It's going to have a patrol guarding it, of course, but I'm not looking in nearly as bad a state as I was when I'd finished dealing with the first Bloomspawn. And I deliberately got the kill with Librarian Foros there for the willpower point, because he is now up to 5 willpower, which is exactly the amount of willpower that he needs to do a Gate of Infinity mass teleport, because I have 1 Bloomspawn left. And remember, on a Bloomspawn mission, regardless of what else is still alive, as soon as you kill that last Bloomspawn, the mission ends. So the plan is to get the boys over here, get sight of that Bloomspawn, teleport them all in with Librarian Foros, kill the Bloomspawn, and end the mission. Remember, I don't have the Gate of Infinity stratagem on this mission. I don't have any of my stratagems on this mission. They're all locked out because Inquisitor Vakir broke a fingernail or something, and she's pissed off and doesn't want to play anymore. I do have a minor spanner thrown into the works when I move Interceptor Storm and Apothecary Harm up, and end up spotting the patrol guarding that Bloomspawn way earlier than I honestly thought I would. Which means I might have a bit of a challenge, moving Librarian Foros back here up close enough to have the action point left that he's going to need to teleport everybody into and deal with the Bloomspawn. So, fingers crossed, how far can I get and still have enough action points left to use the Gate of Infinity? See, the Bloomspawn's all the way back there, and that is about as close as I can get everybody. It's going to have to do. He will still have an action point left after this. I could have gotten them closer, but it would have cost additional action points to move Foros close enough. This is good enough for government work. Right.
What is your will?
He does only have 2 willpower left, which means we're only going to get a vanilla Honour the Chapter rather than a warp charged one. But a vanilla Honour the Chapter will give us 2 extra action points for Interceptor Storm.
Focus, Commander.
And these Bloomspawn branches that we're surrounded by, they don't actually do melee attacks, so you can run past them without getting hit. This is fine. Warp Speed Biomancy from Apothecary Hard, who still has a shit ton of willpower. For bonus crit damage and extra movement. And we're going to carve that Bloomspawn right the hell up. He's got spare willpower. I'm not doing a teleport strike here, so we'll go for the hammer hand crit for bonus damage. It's already down to 17 health. I mean, 17's a lot. But it's not a lot when you've got Interceptor Storm standing next to you with a power sword in his hand, and he has 5 action points to spend. I don't even need to full strike this, just regular attacks are going to be enough to take it down before he runs out of action points. Oh, a crit for bonus damage.
The Doom threat has been purged. Return your squad and I shall attend to the remainder below.
Glory to Zyphos.
And that's it. We had a fairly rocky start, and by the end of it, Interceptor Storm had gotten a little banged up, but did it without using any grenades, got the glorious deed. And remember, this was exactly the mission that forced me to go back to an earlier save after getting the shit kicked out of more or less the same squad in more or less the same situation a couple of videos ago. So, tell him what he won, Bob. Well, we got 10 servitors, which is nice. I have 11 requisition points now. What's available from the armory access? I'm seeing some tier 3 armor. Let's have a look. Seeker Skulls. That's not bad. This power armor, though. 5 bonus health, 1 bonus armor. Oh, hang on. Servo Skull ammunition? Servo Skull range? You know, for my first set of tier 3 power armor, that's pretty underwhelming. How about this Demon Hammer? Well, it does have bonus stun, but it's otherwise pretty unremarkable. A silencer, and I don't use a Purgator, so that's useless. And I definitely don't want another rank 5 Justicar. I don't think I'm going to bother. That was actually kind of disappointing. Do we get a promotion? We do get a promotion for Librarian Foros. I kind of want to enhance his Psychic Shriek ability, because this is basically a ranged area of effect stun. And you know how useful stuns are. The only problem with the Psychic Shriek is that the area of effect is kind of, well, small. But, you know, if you've got that one enemy that you absolutely definitely need to get rid of right now, hitting it with a Psychic Shriek is more or less a guaranteed stun. I mean, with these upgrades, his Psychic Shriek is going to do 6 stun to whatever it hits. And for most things, that means a guaranteed execute and bonus action points for everybody in the squad. Now, what's up with the ship? Why is it telling me it's going to take 21 days for Interceptor Storm to recover from his light wounds? Ah, that would be because the Apothecarian has been damaged. Right, okay, well, we definitely, absolutely need to repair that. There is no way I'm playing this game without a working medical facility. Fortunately, I have more than enough servitors, even after spending the amount required to conduct the repairs on the Apothecarian. And so that was it. We're not done, of course. There are other bloom outbreaks that we need to deal with, none of which we can actually reach in time, which means the corruption level on those planets is going to increase. Now, that's not so bad on this planet, which only has a corruption level of 1, but on the other planet that's currently suffering an infestation, it has a corruption level of 4 over here, which means it's going to go up to 5, and I've figured out what it is that causes those really nasty Noctilith Crown missions. It's when a planet reaches corruption level 5. Which is why you really have to prioritise the planets with the highest levels of corruption, because yes, they're harder missions, but knocking them down means you don't have to deal with even harder missions once they reach maximum corruption levels. And going for the easier options and not dealing with the planets that have higher corruption levels is really going to come back and bite you in the arse later, because you can only fail 5 Noctilus Crown missions and it's game over. Well, anyway, that's it for today. Another extremely difficult mission successfully concluded, although corruption is starting to run unchecked in other parts of the sector. That's going to have to be dealt with sooner rather than later. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great day, and as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.